This live stream is presented to you here by ACOG TV. All live streaming content that is presented in these images may not be rebroadcasted, retransmitted, or reproduced without the written consent of the owners of ACOG TV, Ezekiel Reyes, and the Association for the Competitive Online Gaming. Please enjoy today's broadcast. Pull up 3, it's Gavin Austin in the 88, they're gonna jam up. Oh, the 49! Doesn't go hard into the wall goes Gavin Austin. Hard into the wall.
Schmidt into the fence. Look at all these drivers pile in, and they all wreck across the line, but you know who didn't? That's a 23.
06! Who's it gonna be?
To the line. 95 of Parker White. Parker White in the 95 is gonna get the 9 as Basin finds the outside wall. Looks like he's gonna be corner. And a checkered flag for this number 12. He's gonna win it here tonight. Connor sails it in.
Almost gets into Rudy.
Rudy's there. Malachi, oh, they touch. Around goes the 37. Miller gets turned as well. Duda gets involved.
I can't wait.
iSCAR Truck Series action presents to you here live. Race number 4 at Kansas Speedway. About to go green here just momentarily. Still a fair amount of drivers go ahead and sign themselves up and join. But regardless, thanks y'all for tuning in here for tonight. We're about to go into qualifying here in just a moment as we get ourselves set for this one. My name is Ezekiel Reyes, going to be your commentator here for tonight. Going to be a fair amount of laps. We got 84 laps on hand for this one, as we get set to go green in round number 4 of the season. We'll go ahead and pull up our points, kind of see on where everybody sits at the moment. Got Michael Frisch up front, Parker White, Justin Johnson, Mulrooney, Bernald, Brandon, Patton, McDonald's, Kenny, and Sawyer around at the top 5. So still, I mean, look at the cutoff. This top 10 cutoff, so like there's a fair amount of guys who are still inside that point battle, who are trying to point themselves in. Corey Rexford, one of those guys. Benjamin A. White, another guy. Got Sweeney, Hunter Johnson. So Dale Adamson is also in that picture as well. So still a lot of names to sort of push themselves into that playoff boundary. But you know, we're coming up on the halfway point this time by. It's not a long regular season, and these guys better get themselves into a rhythm, or else they're not going to be in by the end of it, because one small mistake can really be the difference if you make or break here in the iSCAR playoff. Like we just pulled ourselves into qualifying, so we're going to go scoot ourselves to the side, play the national anthem, rise up, remove our hats as we salute our nation's colors. iSCAR Truck Series action here live at the Kansas Speedway. About to go green here just momentarily. Lot on tap here for tonight. I mean, not too much. I'm kind of over-exaggerating that, but you know, a classic regular season race to get it set up for this one. Go ahead and pull up how everybody kind of sits here in qualifying at the moment. A couple of drivers yet to join. Looks like we have 18 for tonight. So Frisch in the number 58 yet to join into the session. So currently 17 people on the racetrack at the moment, or in the session at the moment. Not too much to be said as we get set here for this one. Qualifying up and away. We'll show each drivers' laps as they kind of fly themselves around the racetrack. We'll kind of scroll through on where everybody sits right now. But how about Christopher Weil, number 86, top of the board for him. So great lap by that number 86. As I applaud him, he just goes to second place as Trafari is going to best that lap. Benjamin A. White in the 37, also on the racetrack. Glad to see him back in action here as well. Benjamin A. White, of course, iSCAR veteran, had to get himself set for this one. So still a fair amount of drivers yet to make something of worth. Dale Adamson in the 46 on pit road. As he's now works himself back onto the racetrack, so he is looking to get a lap logged in. You see a 77 of Michael Bianchino. And Bianchini in that number 12, that number 77, he's working himself down the back straightaway. Currently sitting himself in 12th. But we'll have to see on where he's going to sit for this upcoming green. This is a dark racetrack. I hate iRacing's lighting system. I mean, this is just classic iRacing at its finest. They don't know how to freaking model a whatever. Bianchini's going to work himself into 5, so good lap time, and that number 77, we'll have to see on where he's going to fare himself out. 37, yet to log himself around in turn 3 and 4. So right up off the the 1 and 2. There's the lighting. Right, that'll be qualifying here for this one. We're gonna pull ourselves to this. Get set to go green here just momentarily. Kansas 126 for this league. Race number 4 about to go up and away. So that could be Frisch, not on the racetrack. So looks like he's not going to be one of those drivers to take the green. So that's going to be interesting to see on where that, where he's going to stand. Parker White, I don't think is here. No, he is. So this will give an opportunity for Parker White to extend his lead. Curious on how that'll all go by the time this thing does wrap up here for tonight. Otherwise than that, we about to, get it all set. As we'll pull ourselves into this one. Should be a fun one here for tonight. iSCAR action let you hear by that number 9 of Connor Trafari rounding out row number 1 alongside Kiloa Hankins in that number 72. Row number 2 is going to be Christopher Weil in that number 86. Matthew McDonald right alongside of him in that number 15. Michael Bianchini going to be that number 77 in P5. Good qualifying effort by him. Shane Sweeney in that number 22. Moses in the 08 lines himself out in the 7th spot. Ryan came in the 42 P8. Connor Brandon, Peter Kenny, a pair of, they're actually not teammates, but a pair of friends round themselves out row number 5. The rest of the order is going to be shown on our screen. Find your favorite driver. Hopefully they'll win here for tonight as we roll ourselves off. So it looks like Michael Frisch does not see the green flag here for tonight. So he's going to be trucking multiple laps down. We'll have to see on where he's going to function out by the end of this one. 18 drivers in total logged in here for tonight. All the way in last spot is going to be the number 82 of Ezekiel Watts. But here we go. We're about to go green here just momentarily. That is a horrific camera. Glad everybody could tune in here for tonight. iSCAR action under the lights here at Kansas Speedway. About to go green just momentarily. The base car is going to scoot itself left onto pit road as that number 9 of Connor Trafari did not have a good race at Bristol. He was running toward the front until he got caught up in an incident. We'll just have to see on where he's going to fare out right alongside that number 72 of Kiloa Hankins. They'll work themselves off of turn number 4 this time by that number 9 of Connor Trafari will lead the field to green.
Green, green, green.
What Kansas is all about, a bit of shuffling around the racetrack as they work themselves off of 2x2 action, and this field starts to spread itself out just a slight bit. It's Trafari in that 9 leading that field for the time being, but he's side by side for a second spot. Matthew McDonald trying to make something happen there on the high side. He'll get the run right off the corner. How about Connor Brandon in the 92? He's worked himself from 9th. Now he's sitting in 4th. He's battling for 3rd. That 92 is on a mission right now. He'll work himself on the high side. Christopher Weil, a bit of 3-wide action right behind us where Parker White is. He's working up on the high side. That 95 following in with Mitch Hobbs. That is around where it looks like the 7th position is. But how about Connor Brandon? He goes to the outside of McDonald. McDonald did not get a good entry on turn 1 and 2. He'll slide himself up just a slight bit. Connor Brandon, ooh, a bit of contact there, just a slight bit. And now he has his sights set on that number 9 of Trafari. We'll have to see on where Connor wants to aim his car. He wants to run a bit higher. Boy, he has a run through 3 and 4. That 92 is on a charge. He worked himself from 9th. He's working for the lead now. Right up to the high side. Connor goes. Will maybe want to cross over that number 9 of Trafari. Connor all the way to the apron. He doesn't let Trafari up. Oh my goodness gracious. Will shove himself down to the low side. And McDonald there in the 15 trying to make some headway of it as well. Connor Brandon with a head of steam from 9th all the way to 1st. And the 3 wide Trafari loses the top spot. My gosh. Connor Brandon on a mission. Maybe want to park the bus on Trafari, get him slowed down just a slight bit, but here comes another guy. He's worked himself from 14th. That's the 95 of Parker White. He'll work himself to the backside of the number 9 of Trafari. He's scooting up high and looking. Now he makes his move. We'll work up to the high side, right up against the safer barrier. We'll see what kind of run he'll take into 1 and 2, but he opened up the door for that 15 of Matthew McDonald. So they're side by side for 3rd just for the time being. But look at the blocking down the back straightaway. Connor just holding ground on the low side. Trafari trying to get a run. work himself up high, maybe get a better arc on in. Now he has the run. Can he take it anywhere, though? Brandon's just kind of parking the bus on that number 9 of Trafari. Trafari really nowhere to go. I mean, he is all the way to the low side. Now we'll go up high, but now Trafari working that high side. It's starting to look like that high side is starting to play into effect. We'll have to see for that number 92 of Connor Brandon if he can maintain ground, or he's going to be under fire here by that number 95 of Parker White. Now, Trafari going to try the high side. This is when the tires start to wear, the truck starts to slide. Parker White to the backside of not Connor Trafari, but Connor Brandon. They're looking 3 wide for the top spot, but Parker White now to the high side. He's saved a little bit of tire, but I think Connor has the corner right through. He might clear right up off of the corner. Yes, he will. No, never mind. Parker White to the outside. He has Trafari in there as well to make something of worth. So now Connor is starting to get ganged up on. That number 92 under fire here for the lead. He worked himself from 9th, but unfortunately, I think he really wore out his tires trying to get himself to that position. We'll have to see if Parker White does the same and follows in that situation. But the top 2 have worked themselves from all the way back, and now they work themselves 1 and 2. Let's see where they've gained off the start of the race. I mean, Connor up 8 positions, White up 12. We'll just have to see on where they'll fare out here for this one. But Connor Brandon up front. Now we have a bit of an interesting situation. As the tires start to wear down, the line's going to move around, and Parker White used that high side in 3 and 4 to take it advantage. Get a run right up off the corner. He's worked himself to the high side of the 92, but I'm pretty sure once these laps start to tick away, that high side will then start to kick in. So Parker White now up and against the 3rd lane just for a moment. That bottom is still working into fruition for the time being, with Parker White really putting Connor a lot of pressure on him. And Connor using all the racetrack. Doesn't really want to hinder that 95's line into the corner and, you know, not drop himself to the apron. Look at 3 wide right behind. Mitch Hobbs just about got into the right rear of Trafari as he tried to make it 3 wide, and it was Dale Adamson in the mix there as well. So still a lot of drivers in this mix-up at the moment, but right now, up front, Connor Brandon in the 92 doing a great job. Actually pulled himself to the front, right alongside, I mean, right around that number 95 of Parker White. So, now for 3rd spot, this is going to be Trafari and McDonald. They've been going at it for a moment, but McDonald a little bit loose there as they work themselves on through. But, you know, do a fair job for the time being as everybody now files themselves in line. Brandon on the low side for the time being as they work themselves for 3 and 4. And I expect this race to go pretty green for the time being. We had a total of 17 cautions at Martinsville to get kicked out on the short track, our only short track of the season. So luckily, no caution just yet, knock on wood. So right now, Connor Brandon, man, has pulled himself a great gap right over that number 95 of Parker White. Parker maybe saving his stuff just a slight bit. Eye out for him. But let's scroll through the field. Oh! Car on the wall. That's the 15 of Matthew McDonald. I think it was Mitch Hobbs trying to work himself around. He is still all over the place. But this battle side by side right behind us. Hobbs working that high side right up off the corner. Is trying to make some headway through. He'd worked himself into 4th. How about that number 89 of Mitch Hobbs? That high side is slowly but steadily starting to work in fruition, and this is what Kansas is all about. People on the low side, people in the middle, people up high, Coe on the high side, got McDonald in the middle, and Adamson down low. Great racing throughout. It's Ezekiel Watts and the number 82 kind of watching in fruition. So all unravels right in front. A bit of a slide job there as Keloa Hankins rights himself up around that number 86 of Christopher Weil. Wow, has to back himself up a slight bit. That car hits the outside wall and is gonna slide himself back. McDonald has to take a mix of maneuvers. They're going around. They're gonna save it. Can they? No, McDonald is still sideways. Keep it straight, buddy. Holy crap. What a save, but Weil and the 15 of McDonald go nowhere, and Rexford has to take a huge evasive maneuver to keep it out of the harm's way, but that really split up the pack. And my goodness, that is a huge save between the 86 and 15. But unfortunately, that is not what they want to see, especially around a green flag run right about now. So, unfortunate for them. They're not going to be a part of this mix for the time being. But it's been a fair race so far. That 92 of Connor Brandon in that number 92. I mean, number 92 of Connor Brandon in the 92. What am I saying? That number 92 of Connor Brandon doing a great job of maintaining his lead for the moment. But Parker White, we'll just have to see in what kind of stuff he could hold. But it's the top three pull away. It's Brandon, White, Jafari. We'll kind of scroll ourselves through the field as they're side by side right behind Dale Adamson and Keloa Hankins. They're both going at it. See Keloa right up there in the safer barrier. Not really up against it, but just using that seam to kind of put his car in the right direction. And Christopher Weil is loose right up off the corner. That car was dead sideways. Speaking of dead sideways, Ezekiel Watts there in the mix as well. He's trying to work himself a good, clean race here for the time being. Michael Bianchini, haven't talked about him. He's kind of off pace in that number 77. Currently 17th at the moment. When will these drivers want to hit pit road? When will they not? We'll pull up the interval here on the left-hand side of your screen as we get set for this green flag run. Right now, it's we're aiming about like 50-55 laps on this fuel tank. So these drivers, I mean, if they're going to split it halfway, they're going to hit pit road around 42. But I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a one-stop race. Connor Brandon in that 92. We'll have to see on how he will fare out for this one. So Brandon doing a great job at the moment. This is his best. This is as good as I've seen him. Look at Jafari. He's working up at that high side. So this will be an interesting thing to see, because the Kansas does really favor that high side of the racetrack. So how will Jafari start to gain a bit of ground? We'll just have to find out. He tried high there in 1 and 2, but it looks like he's just going to drop himself down to the bottom. Right now, it is really favoring the bottom at the moment. Benjamin A. White, kind of been quiet all day so far. Number 37 currently sits himself in 7th. 15th. He started himself all the way to 15th, so he's all the way in the back with Parker White. 42, Ryan Kane running a Larson scheme. He's working to the backside of Peter Kenny. He's trying to make himself a good name off of this Kansas race. That's slowly starting to dwindle down. Parker White, slowly but steadily, is crunching in to that 92's lead. Matthew McDonald and Michael Bianchini, they started themselves 4th and 5th. They've dropped all the way to the end. So not looking good for their opening laps here at Kansas. But it's been green all the way through. Parker White, Connor Brandon rounding out 1 and 2. Parker White slowly and steadily starting to close that gap between himself and that number 92, Connor. So great racing so far, especially in the opening laps. But if we see another restart, I'm pretty sure this will be very, very interesting to see on who will kind of bear out where. Dale Adamson. He's trying something different. Let's see on what that lap he logged in right across the board. But man, he's faster than Trafari. Last time by, Dale Adamson, 30.3. It's Trafari with a 30.2. So that low side is still the fastest part around the racetrack. But man, Adamson is definitely making headway at the moment. Lights finally turn on the racetrack as Parker White slowly closed the gap between himself and Connor. Trafari, he wants to try something different. He'll go up high. And that Kiloa Hankins there in the 72 kind of looking in to maybe make something happen. But top two all by themselves at the moment. While in McDonald, unfortunate for them, the two guys who really had a big hiccup will not really go anywhere. All those guys trying to do whatever they can to maybe make something of their days. But looks like we'll just have to see if a caution does fare out and where they're going to shuffle for this one. But Matthew McDonald way off pace. He's about to get passed, actually, by the number 77 of Mecca Bianchini. But battle for the lead, heating up. See how lower Parker is into the corner. He'll hug the line way better than what Connor can, and he'll eat up on that gap. That gap now drops to less than 2/10 now. So Connor Brennan going to be under fire. What kind of strategy is he going to pull, and how will he fare out his tires around by the end of this? So right now, fair job. But we'll see what Parker White can do off of this number 92. Really wide there off of turn number 4, but got a 4-car train. Dale Adamson has actually pulled himself in the 3rd spot, so he's done a great job at the moment. They're side by side right behind. This is Peter Kenny and Benjamin A. White, two close friends, but two iSCAR veterans working themselves right up off the corner. Matthew McDonald, number 15, disconnection for him, so he'll be in last place, unfortunately. Gap between 1 and 2. Brandon White sells around. If they do get side by side, I'm interested to see on where they're going to fare out. And how is Adamson? Man, that high side is starting to kick in. So Adamson, he's found some speed right up against the safer barrier. This is what I was talking about. And how will that high side start to fare out as Benjamin A. White, Peter Kenny still side by side. Got Ryan Kame in the mix as well. And Benjamin A. White, maybe stuck here in a sandwich as Ryan Kane gets a run right up off the corner. Will he take it 3 wide around? Benjamin's dead sideways, and Peter Kenny makes headway through. So Benjamin is going to drop all the way back to looks like 9th. All right, focusing on battle for the lead. This time by Connor Brennan under fire by the 95 of Parker White. Parker will work himself right at the high side and look for a run. Try to bring that truck the edge. It looks like Connor got a run right there off the corner, but opens up the door for that 95. Connor's saying, if you want to pass me, pass up high. Connor cannot get a good entry on in. We'll see if he can maybe clear this 95 corner. Nope, they'll stay side by side, but Parker definitely has the run off. And I'm pretty sure that 95 will work himself right to the top spot. And Connor Brandon trying to pinch him down as much as he can, just could only do so much. Parker White still finally gets clear. Parker White, new leader. And now you start to see that high side start to make a headway through. So Connor and Parker both, once that move on the high side got made, Connor readjusted his line, and now that high side is starting to really push itself into favor. And now Parker White, this is where he runs best, right up against the safer barrier. Fair and easy battle for the lead. I wouldn't say easy, but Connor Brandon can only do so much maintain that top spot, and the back will go. Got some battles going on throughout the racetrack. Ethan Moses has worked himself inside the top 5. I haven't talked about him. He just passed Trafari in that number 9, who started himself on pole, but now has followed, you know, has now fell behind the pace of that 95 and 92. Go, but Trafari sideways. There he goes.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Boy, did he hit the grass there and I mean, on the front straightaway? I'm not really sure. This will change the game just a slight bit, but looks like, yeah, Trafari just flipped the grass. That truck got sideways and around it went. Noah Hankins looks like put himself on the apron, but yeah, Trafari just tagged the grass. Truck got upset, and of course on worn tires it's not going to fare out well for him, and nearly a round he goes. Kind of unfortunate to see. iSCAR's doors are still open. Anybody can race at any time. All you gotta do is click the invite and sign yourself up. iSCAR is back. It's not as hectic as it was last time. I mean, this is as fair of a field as you could get. Not pace car is in, but pit road is open this time by. Parker White onto his box. There's to be 4 tires and a fuel for him. Michael Bianchini staying himself out to get a lap led. Peter Kenny overshoots his pit box just a slight bit, but we're coming up on the 1 to go signal this time by. As first off of pit road, it looks like it's going to be Connor Brandon is going to win the race off of pit road. How about that? 92 fast stop by him. That's huge. Honor a 14.4. It's a 14.2 by Parker. So it looks like Parker just overshot it or something like that, man. Michael Bianchini's staying out. Interesting call. We're going to get the 1 to green this time by. Not sure about that call. I mean, that car is like, you know, torn to hell. He'll still need a pit at least one more time. So 77 and Dienor take the field to the green. This will be huge for Parker White, starting behind him. But we'll just have to see on how it'll all fare out, because I'm pretty sure Bianchini is not going to get a good restart. This is all in favor for this 92, but of course the restart box, kind of big reset button. Can't really get as good of a restart now on the high side if you lay it back. We'll just have to see on how Michael Bianchini is going to bear himself out, but Dale Adamson was flying. Like, I mean, we had Connor Brandon, Parker White, Dale Adamson. They all flew. This will be a huge opportunity for them to maybe make something of worth for this upcoming restart. Pace cars in. Bianchini lead the field to the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Parker looking around Bianchini. They looking 3 wide just about, but looks like Connor could clear Bianchini before they entered right into 3 and 4, and now Michael Bianchini falls himself victim to old tires. Everybody works himself easily around, but now the top 3 all under fire. We'll have to see on how Connor Brennan will fare himself out up front. A little bit sideways there for that machine as Mitch Hobbs, bit of 3 wide action right behind. He slips himself back as everybody starts to take, you know, evasive maneuvers around, but everybody locked in on that low side. I don't expect any moves to really be made until we see maybe 10 laps into the run. But Connor Brennan doing a fair job so far, maintaining that top spot. Oh, Ryan came! Oh, he's dead sideways. What a save! The 42, Ryan came. My goodness, I don't know if he got tagged right up off the corner, but boy, he was dead sideways. He kept it straight. Will fall himself from 4th, all the way looks like to, man, 8th or 9th. But that's very unfortunate. We're going to go 3 wide. How about the number 99 of Peter Kenny into the mix? Boy, if you tell me Peter Kenny would be fighting out for an iSCAR win, this would be impossible. I mean, this guy has been through hell and back. His iSCAR career has been certainly interesting, in fact. He does have a couple iSCAR wins to his name, but boy, he's making one of worth. Right up to the high side and into the back side of that. Number 92, it's Supreme Motorsports versus Supercell Racing. And up front, side by side for the lead, Peter Kenny in the 99, going for it. Connor can't fend out that. He'll go, goodness gracious. He'll work himself down there. Oh, Peter on the apron, just a slight bit. He'll wash himself up, but he'll definitely lead the lap right across the line. 99, new leader. It's Peter Kenny. The man from Newark, New Jersey. I mean, not from Newark, but like from New Jersey. Working himself to the front, but you got the 46 of Dale Adamson also in tow. Trying to make something of worth as they work down the back straightaway, but Peter Kenny, boy, man, where did he get that speed? He's fighting it out with Dale Adamson, and now Connor Brennan sort of following himself right behind. Doesn't really want to tinker in with that battle for the lead. He may have his sights in on the guy right behind him, and that's Parker White, 95. So Adamson will lead it at the line just for the time being, but White doing a fair job, and nobody following in with that 46 of Dale Adamson. So Peter, huge drafting help there by the 92. Connor Brennan will work himself right to the high side, and we'll see if it could maybe make something of worth. Right now, not doing so. Laps to go, this time by Peter Kenny, still trying to make something of worth. Right up on that high side, the guys, everybody from third on back kind of filing themselves in line. Doesn't really want to make a move just yet. Maybe they're saving their tires for the last half of this run. We're coming up on, you know, less than 40 laps to go, just about a C-fixed race. From this point forward, he's been side by side with a 46. Adamson's been holding that strong for the time being as Peter finally will lose sight of the battle for the lead, but Adamson, to say otherwise, he's kind of keeping that car down low, and Peter is able to get a great entry on in. I mean, Adamson using up a lot of tire, especially on entry, just, you know, shallowing himself on in. We'll just have to see in how he could maintain that one for the time being, but Peter, high entry. It's a total opposite up front. The guy up front, Dale Adamson, he's all the way down the low side. It's Peter trying to work himself up high and maybe work for a run. So, Peter using more tire up on the high side, but Dale, defensive line in 1 and 2, in the 1 and 3, is going to use up that right front a lot. So he might be tight by the end of this one, but unfortunate for the 77 of Michael Bianchini. Like 4 tires on him. Will be the only car will not down, luckily. So the guy who stayed himself out is now 1 lap down. And look at these guys. They're locked right to the bottom side of the racetrack. Nobody going anywhere. I didn't really expect it to play out like this. Maybe when we really start to push into the run, we'll see on what kind of tires these guys are gonna have. But everybody from first all the way to, you know, maybe 13th. All on equal speed. I mean, everybody's just locked nose to tail. Nobody really going anywhere. So I'd say the trigger to maybe push for that run might be around 20 laps to go. We'll just have to see. But Dale Adamson, the number 46, is slowly starting to pull away for the lead. And that might just be benefit of clean air. So Connor Brennan, the 92, now... He's led the most laps. That 92 has. Just a matter of time before maybe want to grab this one. Is Peter Kenny right to the high side? Got Parker White up in tow, but Connor tight. Unfortunate for him, he's not going to really go anywhere. If Parker White maybe wants to pass Connor Brandon, we'll have to maybe follow Peter Kenny through and maybe make something of worth, but never mind, Peter. Boy, bad entry on 3 and 4. He lost a lot of momentum. And now is under fire from the 95. So Peter Kenny's push for the lead is now starting to fade away. And now he's fighting for a top 5 spot now. Benjamin A. White in the 37 also in there as well. But Connor Brennan, 92. He may be, oh, bit of contact right behind. Looks like that might be between Mitch Hobbs and Christopher Weil. So Penny slides himself back in line. He'll sit himself in 4th spot for the time being. But now, up front, Dale Adamson, 46. Nice job in favor. Oh, got contact. Kealoha Hankins is just about sideways. My gosh, he has a problem. Kealoha Hankins definitely has a problem or some type of issue. All the way to the back, that number 72 goes. He was running 6th. See what kind of happened. This is a replay. Oh, man. Jafari, unfortunately, kind of caught up in the mix of that. But luckily, he worked himself to 6th. But, man, he has a slew of cars right behind. We're looking 3 wide just about for this spot. But Kealoha Hankins, with some type of issue, he got it resolved by the looks of it. He keeps himself on the racetrack. Maybe make something up that high side. He can't really do so at the time being. All these cars kind of shuffling around, a bit of contact there, maybe with Kane and Weil, but Rexford in the 03 also in. Maybe make something happen. Up front though, Dale Adamson. Done a fair job so far ever since he got the lead away from Peter Kenny. Peter doing a great job in 4th spot. This is the best I've ever seen Peter run. Adamson, Brannon, and White. When does Connor Brandon want to make the push for the lead? When does White want to make the move around Connor Brandon? These have been the 2 fastest cars, but Dale Adamson is making a case for the time being if he really wants to make something of work. So oh, around goes Weil in the background.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Good break there for the 77 of Michael Bianchini. A bit of PTSD there by Weil, spinning last season last time off of turn number 2, but off of pit road, so. I'm not sure what that was about. Kilo Hankins involved in that, so. Is it a case of. Oh, no. Code just tagged him. Yo! Kilo just up the track right into what's more like, yeah, it looks like Kilo just bad misjudgment off, and round while goes. And this is a big reset button, and this is huge for Dale Adamson. And that number 46, I mean, man, he was flying. Pit road open this time by. How will this all fare out? This is huge right here, as pit road is definitely going to be a determining factor on who wins and who doesn't. Sides up on that machine for Connor Brandon. Oh, Trafari misses his stall. So in and out he goes. And first one out is going to be Dale Adamson. Parker White trying to beat Connor Brandon off. Can he do so? No. And off of pit road, side by side. Looks like the 92 of Connor Brandon cannot capitalize off pit road. So RNG not to his favor. Indeed, it doesn't play so. Connor Brandon speeding. Wow. Are you kidding me, man? Fastest car of the day. Speeding on pit road, trying to do as much as he can, and now he'll go to the back. Wow. Trafari is going to regain the lead. I'm not sure how this is going to work for him because, God almighty, he's going to be all the way in, like, the back. Trafari, he's showing up with a meatball flag? Really sure. Trafari might have a meatball flag on him. Not sure from where. Gotta keep an update on that if he does get disqualified, so. Here we go. Come to green this time by. iSCAR's in. Trafari gonna lead the field coming to green. There we go.
Green, green, green.
I mean, what's interesting, if Trafari does have a meatball flag, that car, oh yeah, it's definitely off pace. Brandon scooting himself right through. He wants to work himself back up in the mix. Parker White now pulls himself to the front. Now Benjamin A. White in tow to maybe make something of worth. Dale Adamson looking around, can't stick the nose under that 37. He'll get loose though. Oh, bit of contact, they're 3 wide. Shane Sweeney has to make evasive maneuvers as Connor Brandon wants to go. Or 3x3 right behind. James Kaufman kind of. Oh my goodness, man, they're squeezing on each other. They worked himself down the back. Connor Brandon's worked himself at the 6th. He wants to go. Parker White says otherwise. Connor Brandon, he's coming. They're battling it for this top spot of Dale Adamson. Benjamin E. White trying to split the middle. Are you kidding me? For the lead, Benjamin E. White. Right hits himself through that 37 to the front now. Wow. Power move by the 37. And how about Rexford into the picture? The 03 is now inside this top 10. 19 laps to go this time by. This is where everything goes to hell. Oh, God. Ryan came looking for a dive bomb on Mitch Hobbs. It opens up the door for Connor Brennan, who got a speeding penalty. He's now into 5th. Bro, holy shit, man. This has been some crazy racing. Benjamin E. White now takes it to the top spot. Mitch Hobbs, Connor Brennan, 4th and 5th. I haven't talked about Mitch either. He's qualified himself in 13th, has now weighted himself inside the top 5. And when does he want to make the move to maybe make a push for the lead? We'll just have to find out. Benjamin A. White, mirror driving at the moment. Adamson slots himself in line. Parker White, here he comes. Shark in the water, and that number 37 is the bait. Brandon under Mitch Hobbs right there. That's for 4th position. Double wide right behind Ryan Kane. I think it's the 99 Peter Kenny trying to make headway as well. Connor Brandon now in the 4th spot. This is where he wants to be. Didn't take it too much to work himself through the field. But now is in a beautiful, beautiful position. We'll just need to catch this top 3 though.
All right, man.
Oh, we got a big wreck right behind. Couple of cars. Ryan came around. I think Peter Kenny was involved in that. Shane Sweeney works himself through the grass. Caution comes out. This will be interesting to see if these guys want to hit pit road or not. Ooh, Kame just, oh no, Peter Kenny. Oh, they stacked up big time. Oh, look how many drivers get involved in that. Oh, there's going to be a bunch. I mean, half the field just about got caught up in that. I mean, everybody was sort of... Man, the kind of biggest loser off of that might have been Hankins. So watch Kame. He'll hit the apron, get into Peter Kenny. The 25 Kaufman gets into him. Rexford runs into him. Weil runs into Rexford. Oh, Kilo Hankins runs into him. And that's the 08. My God, who's the only person who did not run into anybody? That might have been Sweeney, who sneaks himself through the grass. Good news for Trafari. He'll get one of his laps back, but interesting pit road situation. Tough. I mean, everybody from 5th on back did hit pit road, so, or, yeah, everybody from 4th on back, actually. So, all by themselves, it's going to be Adamson, Weil, and now Bianchini into the mix. Ezekiel Watts, not really sure what he's up to. Like, okay, so, oh, Safari is, God almighty, what is this guy doing? He got turned? Bro? Hello? Are you good, bud? All right. Huge restart. 13 laps to go this time by. Dale Adamson up front. He stayed himself out, so everybody from 5th on back, or maybe 6th. Not really sure. iSCAR's in, though.
Green flag, green flag.
Boy, Ezekiel Watts did not get going. He can, oh my god, he gets split right up the bat. Everybody easily around, and now the guys with fresh tires, where are they going to go? Benjamin A. White gets a better restart than Connor, who worked himself to the high side. Trying to make some headway. The second line is all full of guys with fresher tires. Oh, Parker White gets turned! Into the outside wall he goes, now Mitch Hobbs! Oh, around they go!
Caution is
Hard
out.
into the wall, Parker White goes, oh no! Owen Hankins slips into the mix as well. Oh my god. Watts avoids the mess. God almighty. Parker White is destroyed. This is what I feared late race restarts will bring. Cautions. Because you know what they say, cautions breed cautions. Nerd emoji. It looks like... Oh my god, Mitch just absolutely cleans out Parker. Right up off the corner. Ugh. Hobbs destroyed. Not really sure what Mitch was doing there, low-key. He just absolutely wiped Parker off of the corner. That, talk about like not clear. I mean, God almighty, not clear. I don't know if he was trying to work himself back up. Peter Kenny, or he slipped himself by Mitch, Benjamin White. Oh, looks like yeah, he got tagged there as he slid himself down. A lot of damage on his machine. Moved to single digits. Sucks for Benjamin. He's repairing as much damage on his machine as he can. Trafari looks like we'll get the wave around. That car is destroyed, though. I cannot believe the car is still running. I'm still curious on where he got that damage from. We got Weiland. Shit, second spot? What? He spawned out earlier and now he's... Yeah, we got an interesting top 5. Corey Rexford inside this mix as well. He's trying to make something of war. Shane Sweeney. James Kaufman inside the top 10. Ezekiel Watts inside the top 10. Are you kidding me? Everybody from like, you know, halfway back all unfortunately wrecked. So, I mean, Benjamin White's destroyed. Here we go, though. Adamson, Wild, Kenny, Brandon, Rexford all have a chance to win this. Adamson, ever since he's grabbed the lead, he's proved me wrong and has been fastest this whole entire night. Can he keep it up there for 8 laps, though?
Green, green, green.
Green flag. And Wild does not get going. Oh my, this might leave Peter Kenny up in a... Oh! Big wreck right behind! What
All right,
the
man,
hell?
caution is out. Caution is out.
A weird restart. I mean, Ethan just jams on the brakes. He runs right into him and now just turns right in front of... I don't know what Ethan's doing. Well, Adamson's gonna pit. What? I cannot believe Adamson's gonna decide to come on in. Why? Well, man, we got potentially a Peter Kenny. All right, so we are guaranteed a new iSCAR winner. With Parker White out and Frisch not here. This... Damn, we got Peter Kenny. Peter Kenny has a potential to win an iSCAR race, and it's not on a super speedway. This is crazy, guys. We are growing as a league. What? So Adamson, I'm just unsure why he pit. We got, you know, half the field damage. I think the top 5 are all, you know, damaged less. Here we go, though. Peter Kenny, what can he do?
Green flag, green flag.
And it's been a fair moment since I've been this excited for an iSCAR race. Here we go. Peter Kenny doesn't use the apron. He just let Connor Brandon to the low side. My gosh, he's trying to pinch him down though. Brandon at the top. Oh God. Here we go down the back. James Kaufman is in third. 3 wide right behind. James is loose though. That car washes up the corner. Adamson, he's on fresh tires. He needs 3 laps to make something happen though. Boy, he's flying. And for the lead. Man, Bianchini the second spot. Oh, Kaufman is sideways. Oh my God, here comes Bianchini. This man is probably 5 drinks in. He's about to maybe move Connor. Boy, he got close. Oh my God. What can you do though? 2 laps to go. This time by Adamson. Adamson with fresh tires is in 4th. Here, looking. Peter. Bad news for him, seeing the 46 right behind. Oh God. Can Connor finally put that thing in victory lane? Peter, boy, he's sideways. He'd only do so much though. This time by white flag for Connor Brandon. Peter shoves it in there. He got clear. That's what he needs to see. He needs Michael to push him though. Oh, he takes a 3. Oh, that just ruined his chances on winning this race. Connor, all he has to do is just make it happen. Block down low. He sees the checkered flag. The 92. Spirits up. Bad luck gone. Connor Brandon. Victory lane. What a race. Connor Brandon victorious. And boy, that has to feel good. Connor, Adamson, Kenny, Rexford, Bianchini round out the top 5. Peter Kenny, I mean, that is the fastest I've seen that 99 outside of a super speedway. That was the craziest. Like, I'm at a loss for words. This guy has 2 top 5s in a row in the truck series. This is crazy. Christopher Weil, Ryan Kame, Kaufman, Sweeney, Watts round out the top 10. Hankins, Hobbs, Trafari, Moses, White. Got White, and McDonald and Frisch rounding out the rest of the order. We'll be right back right after this. iSCAR Truck Series action. We're about to hand it off here in just a slight moment. Pull up 3, it's Gavin Austin in the 88. They're gonna jam up. Oh, the 49! There they go! Hard into the wall goes Gavin Austin. Hard into the wall.
Schmidt into the fence.
Oh,
Look at all these drivers
Lord.
pile in, and they all wreck across the line, but you know who didn't? That's a 23.
39! 06! Who's it gonna be?
To the line.
95 of Parker
Here they
White.
come.
Parker White in the 95 is gonna get the 9 as Basin finds the outside wall. Looks like he's gonna be able corner, and a checkered flag for this number 12. He's gonna win it here tonight. Connor sails it in.
Almost gets into Rudy.
Rudy's there! Malachi, oh, they touch! Around goes the 37! Miller gets turned as well! Duda gets involved!
I can't wait.
Back here live at the Kansas Speedway. What a race, man. This has been one beautiful race from start to finish. And about time we had a clean one here for the iSCAR series, because last week was an absolute shit show. 5 cautions rather than 17 from last week, so that's, you know, obvious improvement. We'll pull in our, you know, our interviewee into victory lane. And we'll actually start from third in that 99. Peter Kenny, boy, he was up front and running for this win. Peter, you were up front for that final restart, but man, if things went a little bit different, you may have, maybe have smelled victory lane here tonight. But man, great effort here tonight, leading laps up front. Talk to me about your race.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, I'm mad that I didn't block the apron on the restart, and I just opened the door for Connor. And then going into one with like 3 to go, I was kind of pinching him, and I think his right rear just caught my left front, and it shot me up the track, and that pretty much sealed the deal for me. But it was a fun race overall. Want to shout out to Lehman Brothers and Enron, 2 amazing, great ethical companies. Surely nothing's going to happen to them, you know, in the future or anything like that. Want to shout out Supreme Motorsports too. I know Max hasn't been to any of the races, but we're carrying that Supreme logo on the quarter panels and that's who we're racing for. And back-to-back top 5s now, or top 10s, I should say, or whatever we got. It was top 5s, yeah. So it's pretty good. You know, we're trending upwards. We got 5th place last week, 3rd place this week. That means we're going to get 1st next week, pretty much. So hopefully that pattern continues.
Yes, sir. Peter Kenny, I mean, a great run here tonight, leading 4 laps. Finish yourself out 3rd, but besides, you know, the whole restart and the end of the race, I mean, you were running toward the front the whole entire time. How was the truck out there?
Honestly, well, I ran C-Fixed at Kansas. It was there like 2 weeks ago or something like that, and I kind of was just going off of what I did there. I mean, it was pretty full throttle for like the first, you know, 5-10 laps, and then kind of got to, you know, lift a little bit. And a lot of people running the top, but I was running that first long run that we had. I slid all the way back to 12th, and then I found myself, by the time the first caution came out, up to 6th. So I was managing my tires pretty well in the beginning, and then the second run when I got to the front, I kind of used my stuff up a little too hard, and I slid back from 1st to 4th, but was able to stay up there the whole rest of the way. I got a couple close calls there with those 2 wrecks. I mean, I was literally right on the cusp of being involved in both, but somehow came away with no damage in either of them. So thank you, iRacing, for my hitbox being absolute garbage. I almost cussed. My fault.
Peter Kenny runs himself out 3rd here tonight. We'll go ahead and see you coming to the next race, man. Congratulations on 3rd.
Thank you, and free young boy.
Okay. We'll drag in one more guy in for interviews. Corey Rexford in that number 03, a 4th place after starting yourself in 11th. It was as low as 15th. Rexford, man, it was an up and down day for you, but the skies opened up and you were in the mix up there at the end. Walk me through that final restart.
Yeah, I mean, I had a set of tires left. I didn't know if I was gonna use them, when I was gonna use them. I saw Dale pit, and I'm like, you know, I'll go with him, see what happens. We'll see if that's the right move. Tire wear wasn't that bad from the previous few laps that we'd run, so I didn't know how well that was gonna work out, but it worked out well. Steve's parted on the restart and kind of just followed him through.
Yes, sir, and a P4, rounding yourself out here. Luck finally turning around. Your first top 5 this season. Besides, I think Super Speedways, if you correct me if I'm wrong, but Rexford, man, you're kind of up and down. Of course, you finally opened yourself up a top 5 here tonight, but how was the truck out there? It had to be good.
Yeah, I mean, there was a weird incident on lap 18 or whatever that slowed me, put me back, and a little bit of tire saving on that long run. Truck felt fine. I was able to run the bottom the entire time and pass people, make moves and whatnot. Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
All right, about 10 for that number 03 of Corey Rexford, P4. But before we let you go, any sponsor want to thank you for tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank Rexford Engineering, Apex Action Photography, The Nice Designs, World Band, and obviously you for putting the league on and putting out a broadcast.
All right, about 10 for Corey Rexford, P4 after tonight. We'll go ahead and seek him next race.
See it.
Dragon second place of Dale Adamson into the booth. Dale, man, you decided there to pit. I was questioning that strategy, but man, it turned out to be second. But man, you were one step away from first. Led a handful amount of laps. You were pretty dominant after that second half passed through. Just walk me through your race, man.
Yeah, thank you first and foremost for putting on an amazing broadcast, and for everybody back at home watching that couldn't make the race. But first and foremost, that strategy, I was kind of thinking of it in my head. I didn't know if I wanted to stay out or not, but when I went in and pitted, I should have, because both my right side tires were fine, and well, basically all my tires were fine. But it was a strategy call. It was either yay or nay on the pitting. I seen a lot of people were wanting either to quick pit or quick yellow and whatnot, so I decided to throw on my last set of fresh Goodyears and try and make an attempt to get to the lead. But I'm pretty satisfied with the P2 finish here tonight.
Oh, definitely a good effort here. Regardless, 26 laps led in this race. Truck had to be good in clean air. Just walk me through. I mean, dirty air versus clean air here at Kansas.
I mean, to be fair, with the dirty air and clean air, the dirty air really hurts you a lot, especially in the long run. That's why kind of in the short run, I was trying to manage it along with throttle inputs and try and keep away from, the dirty air, try to find the clean air as much as possible, trying to move the nose around. But I think what was kind of hurting me was when it got to the longer run and I was starting to pull away. I was kind of chewing through the tires, so it was hurting me, but I was able to maintain it with clean air, which was very surprising. But the dirty air really hurt me in the long run, especially with all these people damaged and whatnot.
Gotcha. 10-4 P2 here tonight. Dale Adamson rounds himself out second. But before we let you go, any sponsor want to thank you for tonight?
First and foremost, I want to thank my official open setup racing team, EPI, fast boys out there, love them to death. Want to thank my teammates from Juan Academy tonight. Parker was really good tonight. That's very unfortunate for him how his race ended, and that really sucks. I wish he could have been up there with me, at least finishing it out. Want to thank my friends and family at home for tuning in and watching, and as always, thank you for broadcasting such an amazing race here at Kansas Speedway.
All right, about 10-4 Dale Adamson rounds himself out in second. We'll go ahead and next race done.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Slide in our last interviewee, that number 82, Ezekiel Watts, rounds himself out in 10th, his first ever iSCAR top 10. A bit of damage on his truck, but no worries to him. Zeke, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. I tell you what, it's been a hell of a race. How about you, man?
Yes, sir. It's been a fun broadcasting that 82 out on the racetrack. Walk me through your race here for tonight.
Well, I was just trying to run out the laps with the tires and stuff. I knew we had 3 sets, so I just wanted to make sure we could make it to the end. I wasn't doing too good. I kept tapping the wall off 4, especially in like 20-lap intervals. But, we just tried to make it to the end, get a good finish out of it, and yeah.
A definite good finish for you. Top 10 after starting yourself all the way back in 17th spot. Survival was key here, and you dodged a few big wrecks there, especially late. Walk me through what you saw out of your windshield, coming to those wrecks.
Well, I know we ended up rear-ending someone coming into that last wreck. I was trying to slow down, couldn't get it in time, so I feel like if we would have definitely dodged that last wreck a little bit better, we could have ended up with the top 5. Top 10's great, like you said, our first top 10, and that Ford F-150 was just quick tonight. It's just we made too many mistakes, and that's just how it goes sometimes.
All right, about 10 for Ezekiel Watts and P10 after tonight. First iSCAR top 10. Before we let you go, any sponsors want to thank you for tonight?
I just want to thank Presto Strango Coffee and Cumberland Farms gas stations. You know, they're really great to the New England community, and they're awesome. And thank you to Ford for making such an amazing truck.
All right, about 10 for Ezekiel Wallace rounds himself out 10th. We'll go ahead and see come next race, man.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you.
All right, and that'll be it here for tonight. Connor Brandon, your winner after tonight. iSCAR, Kansas 126. Can't wait to see you tomorrow at Las Vegas. We'll go ahead and see you on Saturday night, 9 p.m.